Look at your browser tabs. Look at the dusty guitar in the corner of your room, standing next to the pile of books you bought but never read, and the half-finished canvas you haven't touched in months. Does this scene feel like a crime scene? To the outside world, you look like a flake, a quitter, someone who lacks discipline. Your parents ask, when will you finally pick a career? Your friends have been climbing the same ladder for 10 years, while you have been jumping from island to island, never staying long enough to build a house. You feel a heavy knot in your stomach. You look at your resume and it looks like a jigsaw puzzle made of pieces that don't fit. You feel broken. You worry that you are a jack of all trades, master of none. But stay with me. What if I told you that this chaos is not a defect? What if your inability to settle down is actually a sophisticated survival mechanism? Let's look at the koala. The koala is a specialist. It eats eucalyptus leaves. That is its entire job. It is perfect at it. But if the eucalyptus trees burn down, the koala dies. Now look at the fox. The fox eats berries, mice, insects, and whatever is in your trash can. The fox is a generalist. When the environment changes, the fox doesn't die. The fox adapts. For 99% of human history, versatility was not a hobby. It was oxygen. To survive in the wild, you needed to be a hunter, a builder, a healer, and a navigator all at once. If you only knew how to do one thing, you were the first one to be eaten by the tiger. Your brain is not scattered. It is wired for novelty. Neuroscientists call this Neophilia. When you learn a new skill, your brain releases a massive hit of dopamine. It is rewarding you for gathering new tools for your survival toolbox. So stop apologizing. You are not a broken specialist. You are a functioning Swiss Army knife in a world that keeps asking you to be a spoon. The problem is not your brain. The problem is the assembly line. Since the Industrial Revolution, society has been obsessed with the cog. We want people to fit into neat square boxes. Accountant, baker, dentist. When a person with a scanner mind tries to force themselves into a single box, it doesn't feel like focus. It feels like suffocation. You try to suppress your other interests. You lock your paints in the closet. You stop reading about astronomy. You force yourself to stare at the spreadsheet. But here is the paradox. The harder you try to be a specialist, the worse you perform. You become bored, then you become resentful, and finally, you become depressed. For you, boredom is not just annoying. Boredom is physical pain. It is your brain screaming that it is starving to death. By cutting off your curiosity, you are effectively cutting off a limb just to fit into a shirt that is too small. So, what do? Do you just remain a chaotic mess forever? No. You change the frame. The specialist digs a deep hole. You build bridges. Innovation rarely happens in the center of a field. It happens at the edges. It happens where biology meets technology, where music meets math, where psychology meets design. You are the translator. Because you speak the language of the artist and the engineer, you can see solutions that the specialists are blind to. Your graveyard of hobbies is not a waste, it is a library. That coding class you quit, it helps you talk to developers. That photography phase, it helps you visualize marketing. That philosophy degree, it helps you understand user behavior. You are not flaky. You are a cross-pollinator. Like a bee carrying pollen from one flower to another, you carry ideas between worlds that never usually speak to each other. That is not a weakness. That is a superpower. So please, put down the guilt. Stop looking at your life as a broken ladder. Start seeing it as a mosaic. You don't need to pick one thing forever. You just need to pick one thing for now. And when the season changes, you are allowed to pack your tent and move to the next mountain. The world has enough spoons. We need more Swiss Army knives. We need you. If you feel seen by this video, you aren't alone. Click that subscribe button and join our community of curious minds. Let's explore everything together.